This is the cheapest sonar you can get off Amazon, I think. It's I think $119. They drop the price every once in a while. It's made by Garmin. It's called their Striker Cast. If you guys can see the bottom of that. What this is a castable sonar that floats, that actually syncs to your phone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally hang this over the side of the boat. I have a piece of monofilament basically tied onto it so it doesn't, float away on me. And I'm gonna put it right in the front of my boat over here, and I'll show you where I'm putting it. And I'm gonna jig my rod right underneath that. I have a pile of lake trout underneath me. And the thing is people get all not upset. They're like, you have so much electronics. This is what I do for full time. So if you're gonna invest in your tools, which would be lower, Livescope or XR Livescope, invest in your tools. If you don't wanna invest, buy one of these $100 ones, $120 ones. Deeper also makes one. They have a better selection, and they actually have a holder that holds this thing on the side of a kayak or a canoe. You can bring these into remote trout ponds, whatever you wanna do. And I actually use this ice fishing. You pop it in your pocket, you throw it in the hole, and it syncs right to your phone. So I'm gonna show you guys where I'm gonna put this. I'm literally gonna hang it right there over the side of the boat. Now that's gonna dangle in the water. It's water activated. It's got it's got pins underneath there. That's how you charge it. And once that hits water, it turns on. Then you open your Striker Cast app, which is what I'm using right now. We're in 90 to 100 feet of water right now. And I'm gonna record my screen because I can do that with, and I'm gonna jig a very heavy jig. I got 2 ounce with a swim bait on the back of it, which they seem to be liking. And I actually have Livescope actually turned off right now because there's interference if I keep it on. So I'm gonna turn my charts on just so I don't look at it. What you're looking at is my jig going down. I've done a couple of things to the screen here. I've settings, units, that's fair, sonar, that thing's right in my way. I put it on manual, and I have my frequency set to traditional, 260, and then I have a scope on, and scroll speed I want cranked all the way up, just like I always teach you guys. So you can see my jig going down right there. And we are hopefully going to lift off bottom here and see our jig. Yep, we got a fish chasing us. Oh, he just dropped back down. And there is a couple fish on the bottom here. Right under that, the 90 symbol there is bottom. So there's my jig going down. It's not super efficient at 100 something feet. And so the whole basis of these sonars is they are, I think it's kilowatt based. It's how much power are actually putting into these things to ping the bottom of the lake. So this little tiny thing doesn't have a ton of power. It's really great ice fishing in that 50 feet or less. I was in 50 feet or less with it, open water the other day. We're pushing this thing to its limit right now at 90 feet. So even if your little tin boat doesn't have a sonar, this is a really good option. It's super cheap. You can sync it to your phone. You can put it on a 10-inch tablet if you want to. Whatever has basically Bluetooth, you can sync this to. And you can download the app too. I've tried to download it on some older... Oh, got him! Got him! You guys saw that strike, right? That thing was crazy. Oh, and he's so mad. He's so mad. I feel like he's gonna run at me. He's burping. Cheapest sonar out there I found. I'm sure there's some other really cheap sonars that don't work at all. Like the old ones that are just bottom depthers. Nice one. $4,000 sonar versus $100 sonar. Same fish. Going back in. There's my jig going flickering down there at 75. And there's a laker trying to come up to me already. Here it comes. Got him. Got him. $100 sonar, folks. I'm literally just staring at my phone. My other screen is off. I don't know why I spent all the money on the expensive stuff. This is a proven spot. I've fished here quite often. Ooh, he's freaking out. What are you doing, man? The fishing here is pretty good. Last time it wasn't, and this time it is. What a beauty. What a beauty. Probably 25, 26 incher. A little bit on the smaller size for this lake. And we are using the Big Bait Kit XL from benditfish.com. Throw that back in, let's do it again. Unless you have a really, really heavy jig, so I was even using 2 ounces, there's just a tad bit of wind here, you'd be drifting if that was the case. But even just to find bait in the area, or know your depth, or at least mark a fish, put a battery pack on your phone, you can run this thing all day. I think that runs 8 hours or so, and I will leave the link for that thing down below, of course. There's 2 of them that came up. Oh, he's still chasing me. Oh, I got him. Oh, I dropped him. Oh, he slammed it too. There he goes back down. So I don't know what depth this, I mean, this is probably the max that it can do. They say 200, I usually half of whatever they say to be consistent. And these Lakers are so fast, they'll like outpace the Sonar update, and they'll just kind of zoom past you and you'll just feel it. They'll just whack you. Cheapest Sonar out there. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more money, I would suggest the Striker 4 ice fishing pack, which has like the cable that hangs in the water and stuff like that. You'd have to have a really deep, you'd have to have a lot of ice for this thing not to shoot down through the ice, like run into the side of the ice, for example, as an issue. Got him! Right as a horsefly was biting my leg. That was fun. Cheap sonars, folks. I mean, you could probably come out here in a kayak with a really long rope and anchor if you wanted to, or spot lock, which is what I'm using. Even if you just mark fish and drift, like right now I could drift, there's no wind really. Put on a heavier jig. Another big fish. Oh, and he's off. No, that one doesn't count. We'll drop back down. And the whole goal behind the sonar is just a little more anticipation and preparation for when they actually bite. On the chase, you really don't need to see the chase the whole time. It is nice though. We're gonna hide in the mud on this one. So that's how you use the Garmin Striker Cast. Like I said, Deeper also makes them. I'll leave the link for both this and Deeper below. Both gonna be Amazon links. 100 something bucks, really easy. And all you have to do is turn it off, is just blow off that, and that dries the terminals, and then it will turn off. It just turns on by water. So many fish down there right now. So if you guys want to learn more about lake trout, visit here. This is the whole summer playlist. And then if you want to see just more lake trout in general, click over here. And I'm also a guide in New Hampshire. So if you want to come guide with me on inland Vermont or New Hampshire, we can do that. I can take you out in this fancy, fancy boat and catch some Lakers. Not on Champlain though. I need a different Coast Guard license for here. This is just a play day for me. See you on one of those next videos.